This broadcast of Stoughton High School football on the Stoughton Sports Network is brought to you by Stoughton Hospital. For more than 100 years, our neighbors in the Stoughton area have trusted Stoughton Hospital to provide personalized, forward-thinking expert health care. Stoughton Hospital is a proud supporter of WSTO programming, trusted care close to home. Stoughton Trailers is proud to support Stoughton High School athletics. Come join the family. Apply now on our career page at stoughtontrailers.com. Four Lakes Broadband, robust business-class residential fixed wireless internet service with great customer service. The UPS store of Stoughton. You can't do it all at once, but you can do it all in one place. Hanson Electronics, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent and Radio Shack dealer. And Pizza Pit of Stoughton, fresh, fast, and hot delivery of our great pizzas, sandwiches, chicken, and more.
On a Friday night in the middle of October, we welcome you into Collins Field for this Badger South Conference matchup between the Monona Grove Silver Eagles and the Stoughton Vikings. Great to have you with us tonight on the Stoughton Sports Network. I'm James Weingard, and tonight a big game as the Vikings look to claim a share or maybe the outright Badger South Conference Championship for the first time in over 4 decades. And we will see what goes on tonight. Vikings 5-1 in the Badger South, 6-2 overall, and Monona Grove is 4-2 in the conference and 4-4 overall. We will take a pause here and honor America with the playing of the national anthem from the Stoughton Marching Band. So we get ready for the final Badger South Conference game, as of course next year the football realignment happens and the Badger Conference splits into large and small schools, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on tonight. So again, the Vikings 5-1 in the Badger South, the Silver Eagles 4-2. Stoughton tied with Milton in the conference standings at 5-1, and Monona Grove is tied with Watertown at 4-2 in the conference standings. So if Monona Grove and Watertown beat Stoughton and Milton respectively, we'll end up with a 4-way split of the conference championship. But if Stoughton or Milton defeat Monona Grove or Watertown, then there could be a 2-way split between Stoughton and Milton. And if Stoughton wins and Milton loses, or the vice versa, then we'll have a solo champion. So the Vikings won the coin toss. They've elected to receive. Nathan Hutcherson and Jack Rilling will drift back to receive the opening kickoff. Number 11, Oliver Houston, is the kicker for the Silver Eagles. Silver Eagles coming in off of a 47-15 win over Fort Atkinson last week, and the Vikings beat Monroe 53-18 a week ago. Stoughton scored 32 points in the second quarter alone. Houston approaches, and it's on its way, and this will be Rilling at the 7-yard line. Comes this way, has the 20, 25, and down at the 30-yard line. So the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line in this very important matchup between these two schools tonight. So senior Adam Hobson, who announced that he'll be playing basketball at Michigan Tech this week, will come out averaging 8.2 yards per attempt passing so far this season. 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Last week he was 9 for 12 for 212 yards against Monroe. Vikings 1st and 10. And the handoff. This is Quinn Arnott as he spins his way up for a good gain on the first down play of 8.
Garrett Hansen on the stop. Gain of 8. 2nd and 2.
2nd down and 2 for the Vikings. Arnott, nope, it's a play fake. Throw outside, catch made. That's Hutcherson. Hutcherson up the far sideline, breaks tackles, off he goes. Nathan Hutcherson to the house, touchdown Vikings, 62 yards.
Nathan Hutcherson.
So a 62-yard touchdown pass from Adam Hobson to Nathan Hutcherson gets the Vikings on the board early here at 6-0. And Adam Hobson, the place kicker, will try the extra point. He's 28 of 34 on extra points so far this season. Out of the hold of Hutcherson. Hobson's extra point is good. And with just 41 seconds gone here in the first quarter, it's the Vikings 7 and the Silver Eagles getting the ball for the first time. As we take a look at our instant replay of that 62-yard touchdown pass, just on a pass out to the flat, gets a good block there, breaks 1, breaks 2, and then just turns the Jets on down the far sideline. And he is in the house, 62 yards, and the Vikings lead 7-0.
All right, Adam Hobson to kick off for Stoughton.
That touchdown pass is Adams' 9th of the season.
Fabian Jackson. Tucker Merrill, due for Monona Grove.
And we've got a penalty flag down before the kickoff. So this is going to be offside against the Vikings. So instead of the 40, they'll kick off from the 35, and that means the return men will move up to the 15-yard line. 11:19 to go, first quarter. Vikings take the opening kickoff, and then Adam Hobson to Nathan Hutcherson, 62 yards, and the Vikings lead it 7-0. Hobson to kick the football away here. Approaches, and this is a Ground ball touches one of the Silver Eagle players. They'll scoop it up back at the 31, coming this way, turning the corner, 35-40. Still on his feet, 45, and then gets hammered from behind on the return is Tyler Dahlhauser. A 17-yard return, and the Silver Eagles will have it 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line with 11:09 to go.
Here's Hill, stop. 1st and 10 and on the go.
So Monona Grove will have it 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line. Seven 0 Vikings, just underway here, first quarter. And the play fake. Pass goes out to the far side. Catch made by Cameron Benke. Casey Marin, the quarterback.
Marin's pass is complete. Cameron Benke.
And no gain on the play.
No gain on the play.
It will be 2nd down and 10 from the 48. Casey Marin last week against Fort Atkinson, 9 of 18, 135 yards and a touchdown. 50.7% completion percentage. 7 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Casey. And the snap, the handoff. And coming off this side, this will be Killer Lane up to the 45-yard line of the Vikings. Brady Killer Lane. And that'll be a gain of 6. 3rd down and 4 coming from the 45. Just about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Killer Lane had 79 yards rushing against Fort last week and 2 scores in their 47-15 win. Pass goes high and wide of Henry Walsh. It's incomplete, and that will set up 4th down. So Monona will have to punt here. Cameron Benke is the punter for the Silver Eagles, 31.4 yards per kick. And Nathan Hutcherson stands back at his own 9-yard line. 4th down and 4 from the 46-yard line. 9:45 to go first quarter. Snap back, bobbled, now picks it up. Puts a boot into it, kind of a sidewinder. Takes an MG hop, falls inside the 10, inside the 5, and trickles out of bounds at the 3-yard line. 43 yards on the punt, no return. And the Vikings are pinned deep back inside their own 5-yard line.
4-yard line. 1st and 10, Stoughton.
So 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They'll mark the ball at the 4-yard line. Vikings leading 7-0 with 9:35 to go, as you see the clock there in the screen now. And a long field in front of the Vikings. Adam Hobson, the quarterback, takes it, hands it to Quinn Arnott, who crosses the 5. He'll get up to the 6-yard line, and he'll pick up 2 on the play. And it's now 2nd down and 8.
Second and 8.
2nd down and 8 for Stoughton. Deep in their own end here. A 62-yard touchdown pass a few moments ago. As the Vikings on top, here's Hobson. Quick throw out to the near side. Catch made and out of bounds. Catch is made by Connor Knopf. And he is out at about the 14-yard line, which should be very close to a 1st down. They'll mark him down right at the 14, so it's a gain of 7.
3rd
So third down, less than 1. Big offensive line coming in for the Vikings. MG matches up. We're under 9 minutes to go in this first quarter. Hobson works under center. Handoff. That was Brooks Empey on the carry. And Brooks, no gain on the play, so that'll bring up fourth down, and the Vikings will have to punt. Quinn Arnott is the punter for the Vikings, 37.8 yards per kick so far this year. Fourth down and 1 from the 14-yard line. Snap back to Quinn, and this one an excellent looking kick. Fielded at the 48 in Viking territory, and the return is back to the 40-yard line, 39-yard line, so a 9-yard return. 34-yard kick. Cameron Reuter on the return for Monona Grove. And it's 1st and 10 for MG inside Stoughton territory at the 39-yard line with 8:05 to play here in the first quarter. Weather tonight fairly comfortable for mid-October, 54 degrees right now. It is a little bit breezy. Marin still a quarterback, throws near side. Reuter has it, and he gets wiped out after a couple of yard gain on the pass. Oliver Houston on the reception, a gain of 1, and it's going to be 2nd down and 9 for MG from the 38-yard line of the Vikings. Approaching 7.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Snap back to Marin. Handoff goes off the left side. Killer Lane right up the gut. Killer Lane still on his feet inside the 10 and down to the 10-yard line. That's a gain of 27. So first and 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Killer Lane again, big hole, gets to the 5, pushes forward, and down to the 2. So that's a gain of 8, 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line.
2nd and goal.
So 2nd and goal. Ball at the 2-yard line. And under 7 minutes to play here in the first. MG on the drive here, looking for an equalizing touchdown here in the first quarter. Killer Lane keeps it, or gets the handoff, pushes a pile forward. He's down at the 1-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 1, but he is stopped short. And it's 3rd and goal. 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. High snap, Killer Lane has it, and he is stopped short. So now it's 4th and goal, no gain on the play. So no gain on the play, and it's now 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Marin to Killer Lane, to the end zone, touchdown Monona Grove. So touchdown Monona Grove with 5:25 left here in the first quarter. And extra point coming. Snap and the placement. The kick is good. So with 5:25 to play here in the first quarter, it's now the Vikings 7 and Monona Grove 7. A couple of things that we can tell you about boys soccer. The other day, Stoughton beat Fort Atkinson by a score of 3-1. Last night, Thursday, Reedsburg beat Stoughton in volleyball 25-15, 25-21, and 25-15. In soccer, MG 3, Stoughton 1. And in girls swimming the other day, it was Edgewood 119 and Stoughton 51. Have lots more to talk about as the evening goes on. And we have a tie game here at 7-7 between the Vikings and the Silver Eagles tonight in this last regular season game of the season. So Oliver Houston will kick the football away once again. Jack Rilling and Nathan Hutcherson back deep to receive. And this one right down the middle of the field. And this will take a hop and go into the end zone for a touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings from their own 20-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings from their own 20. 5:25 to go first quarter. And it's 7-7. MG and Stoughton all tied up. So Adam Hobson works out of the shotgun on this first down play. Low snap, handoff Arnott. No, it isn't either. Hobson kept it himself. Throws over the middle, caught by Hutcherson at the 42-yard line, a gain of 22, and it's going to be a first down. So Hobson starts the game tonight 3 for 3 for 91 yards. 5:12 to play in the first quarter. 1st and 10 Vikings on their own 42-yard line. 2 wide receivers out to the far side, 1 to this near side. Arnott behind Hobson. Play fake, throw out to the far side. This is Hutcherson. This is a play he scored on earlier in this quarter. And he tiptoes down the far sideline inside the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. 18 more yards on that pass. And so it's 1st and 10 for the Vikings from the Monona Grove 39-yard line. This time 5 wideouts for the Vikings. 3 this way, 2 to the far side. Snap back to Hobson, quarterback draw, designed run all the way. Adam across the 35, and he will be taken down at the 34-yard line, a pickup of 4. Hobson ran the ball for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns last week, in addition to throwing for 212 against Monroe. So 2nd down and 5 from the 34-yard line, beg your pardon, just inside the 4-minute mark. Hobson standing by himself in the backfield. They fake the sweep. No, they don't either. They give it to Arnott on the sweep, coming this way across the 30, and he is down to the 29-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 5, very close to a first down. So they'll give him officially 4, so it's 3rd and about a half a football as the ball is just inside the 30-yard line with 3:19, 18, and 17 to go here in the opening quarter. Arnott this time lines up behind Hobson. One receiver this way, 2 to the far side. Hobson back to pass, throws, catch made near side, and down at the 20. Connor Knopf with the reception, a gain of 10. First down Vikings at the 20-yard line. Mark him down at the 19 officially. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Hobson, handoff to Arnott, big hole up the middle, and Quinn gets inside the 15. He's down to the 13-yard line, which would be a gain of about 7. Second and 3. Arnott again dives his way toward the 10, which will be a pickup of about 3. And it's now 3rd down and 1. So 3rd down, about a yard, ball just outside the 10-yard line. This drive started back at the 20. Hobson sneaks, and he will have the first down as he pushes the pile down to the 7-yard line. And so it will be first down and goal for the Vikings as the ball will be at the 7-yard line. 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Tie game at 7. Vikings first and goal on the Monona Grove 7-yard line. Adam Hobson and Nathan Hutcherson, 62-yard drive, or 62-yard pass early in the first quarter. Made it 7-0, and then Killer Lane, a 1-yard run on the other end, tied it at 7. Now the Vikings looking to get back in the end zone again. Snap back to Hobson. Here's Arnott as he gets swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it will be second and goal from the 7-yard line. So second and goal. Arnott did not play last week. He has averaged 113.9 yards per game in the 7 games that he has played. And he's got 6 for 23 so far tonight. Second and goal from the 7. Snap back to Hobson. Option play goes out to Arnott. In trouble out there. Now turns upfield. And he will be down at the 6, so it's a gain of 2. And 3rd down and goal coming for the Vikings with less than a minute to play here in the first quarter. 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Three wideouts near side. 20 seconds left in the first. Hobson gets a snap, back to throw. Lots of time, now flushes, now heads back the other way, end zone, and that's incomplete. Jack Rilling was the intended receiver. That's the first incomplete pass for Hobson tonight. And looks like we're going to try a 23-yard field goal. Hobson hit 2 field goals 2 weeks ago against Watertown. So a 23-yard field goal out of the hold of Nathan Hutcherson. Snap, place. Kick is blocked. And so with 6 seconds left, the 23-yard field goal is low. It hit the offensive line and trickles over here to this near sideline. So Monona Grove will take over, 1st and 10 on the, I think they'll take over from the line of scrimmage, which would be the 6-yard line, because it never got into the end zone.
3 minutes before halftime ends. High schoolers will come to your sections for a miracle minute. All donations during this minute.
So the referees are talking things over to see where they're going to place the ball, as I don't think the ball on the block ever got into the end zone. But we will see as all 5 officials are meeting up at about the 5-yard line. There's a look at the discussion. And they will place the ball down at the 6-yard line. And it'll be 1st down from the 6-yard line. So now the one official is talking to this side and one official is talking to the coaches on the other side. So they're still discussing where to place the football after the missed or blocked field goal. MG's offense was heading toward the line of scrimmage to start the next play. Coaches call him back. And now the referees say, let's play on here. So it's going to be 1st down from the 6-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Monona Grove from the 6-yard line. Handoff Killer Lane. Sheds a couple of tackles, cuts back across the field. And picks up 8 on this last play of the 1st quarter. So that's the end of the 1st quarter with our score, the Vikings 7 and the Silver Eagles 7. We'll take a timeout and come back. 2nd quarter coming up. This is high school boys football, the Badger South Conference on the Stoughton Sports Network.
Looking for employment? Ready to brag to your friends about bringing your skills to the next level? Step up to Stoughton Trailers. We offer a wide range of employment opportunities and great benefits in a job that starts where you want, when you want, and can change everything. No experience required. Apply now.
At Stoughton Hospital, you're always more than just a patient. Let our award-winning staff show you the best possible care, starting with accepting all area insurances. Stoughton Hospital, trusted care close to home.
We welcome you back to Collins Field here in Stoughton on this Friday night, the 18th of October, last regular season game of the season. And it is 7-7. Vikings and Silver Eagles all tied up. And it's 2nd down and 2 for Monona Grove from their own 14-yard line after the 8-yard run by Killerlane in the 1st quarter. He's got the ball again, cuts right up the middle, and gets taken down at the 17-yard line, a pickup of 3. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles. So 1st and 10, Silver Eagles from the 18-yard line. Just underway, 2nd quarter. And now we've got a penalty flag down. It's going to be a false start against Monona Grove. And so that'll be their first penalty of the night. Both teams with 1 penalty for 5 yards here in the early going. So now it's 1st and 15 for the Silver Eagles, back to the 13-yard line. Keller Lane has it. Oh boy, he got stood up and tackled immediately. Brooks Empey got him, and it's going to be a loss of 3 back to the 10-yard line. Now it's going to be 2nd down and 18. So 2nd and 18, back at the 10. You need to get to the 28 for a 1st down. Play fake. Marin throws, catch made out on the far side, and that is a pickup and a body slam at the 23-yard line, a gain of 13.
Owen Crook on the reception.
So 3rd down and 5 now after that 13-yard gain on the pass. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. They need to get to about the 28 for a 1st down. Marin back to pass again. In trouble. Throws. Catch made. And that's not going to go anywhere. Great job defensively. Teddy Balducas with a tackle for loss. Or maybe right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Stop by Teddy Balducas. Balducas, excuse me. 1st down.
So 4th down now. Punting team back out from the 23-yard line. Snap back. Kick on its way. That's an end-over-ender that takes a great big hop and goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line of the Silver Eagles. A 26-yard punt that time.
Ball be placed at the 47.
They'll mark them out at the 49, or mark the ball out at the 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10 for the Vikings. $10:04 to go, 1st half. Vikings got the lead on a long touchdown pass and then a short run by Keller Lane. Brady Keller Lane for MG tied it up, and that's where we're at the moment. Here is Quinn Arnott, who is going to go nowhere. There's a flag down. Probably, I think, holding against Jack Nelson of the Vikings. Flag is at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a personal foul, a face mask, actually against the defense against Monona Grove. So my apologies to Jack. So 15-yard penalty against MG will give the Vikings a 1st down as they move the ball down to the 31-yard line. Wind the clock. We're just under 10 minutes to go in the 1st half. Hobson back to pass, throws right down the middle, behind his intended receiver Hutcherson, and it falls incomplete where it'll be 2nd down and 10. One thing I can tell you about Jack Nelson, while we were mentioning him a moment ago, he's been named a high school All-American, and he'll be playing in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl on January 4th. And that'll be played at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. And if you are interested in watching that game, you can watch it on NBC on January 4th. 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings at the 31-yard line. fake the play to Arnott. They throw it over the middle, trying to get it to Jack Rilling. It's incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10. So after starting 5 for 5, Adams missed his last 3 passes. And now it is 3rd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. 9:44 to go, second quarter. Two receivers far side to this near side. Arnott stands behind Hobson in the backfield. Hobson's got it, looking, throwing, far side, and that's too tall. Intended for Nathan Hutcherson, that's incomplete, and it'll set up a 4th down play. So still at the 31-yard line, 4th down and 10. Too short of a field to punt, too long of a field to try a field goal. And so the Vikings will go for it on their 4th down play. 9:40 left, second quarter. Vikings and the Silver Eagles tied at 7. And the Vikings facing a 4th and 10 from the 31-yard line. Hobson back to pass, pressure up the middle. Throws toward the end zone, has a receiver. Rilling slides in the back of the end zone, catches it for a touchdown. 31 yards, and the Vikings score on a 4th and 10 play from the 31-yard line. Adam Hobson to try the extra point. Snap back, placement, and the kick is good. And with 9:34 left in the second quarter, Vikings back out to a 7-point lead as we take a look at the 31-yard touchdown pass from Adam Hobson to Jack Rilling. That's not it. That's the first touchdown. This is it. So you see Adam had lots and lots of time, and then Rilling had about 3 steps on his defender, who was Tyler Dahlhauser, the sophomore. And so 31 yards, and the Vikings lead 14-7 with 9:34 to play in the first half. Adam Hobson now 6 of 10 for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Matuzik and Reuter back deep to receive for Monona Grove, standing at their own 15-yard line. Again, Vikings, if they win this game, will have at least a share of the conference championship in football for the first time since 1975. As Adam Hobson approaches, and this one will be on the far side of the field at the 18-yard line. And upended at the 30, a 12-yard return. So 1st and 10, Monona Grove from their own 30-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go, first half. This time Monona Grove will spread the offense. Casey Marin, the quarterback. And will roll a little bit further this way. Now throw, and that's nearly intercepted. Jonah O'Connor on coverage for the Vikings. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass from the 30. Marin has it, gives it to Killer Lane, and he will get maybe a yard before he's stopped by the Viking defense. Third down and 9 for Monona Grove. Ball at the 31-yard line as we come up on 9 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Marin looking things over. He'll get the snap on the 3rd and 9 play. Looks, throws, and this will be incomplete. Teddy Baldukas, among others, on coverage that time for the Vikings. Fourth down and 9. Third punt of the night coming for the Silver Eagles. Nathan Hutcherson back inside his own 35-yard line to get the punt from Cameron Benke. 8:41 left here in the first half. Low snap. Good spiraling kick. And this will take a hop, sideways hop, and then back up. And this will be down at the 47-yard line of the Vikings. 22-yard punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Stoughton from the 47 on their side of the ball. State golf just wrapping up earlier this week. Girls state golf. Miranda Kotlowski tied for 5th with a score of 153 over a couple of days. Kaylee Kotlowski tied for 34th with 175 for the Vikings. Congratulations to them. 1st and 10 for the Vikings from their own 47-yard line. Adam Hobson is the quarterback, and he will keep it himself coming this way and gets it to midfield, and that's as far as he's going to go. Second down and 7 from the midfield stripe. Hobson averaging 58 yards running per game so far this season, 16 touchdowns on the ground. He's got 2 through the air tonight to give him a total of 10 through the air, 26 all told. 2nd and 7 from the 50-yard line. Hobson has it. Hobson keeps it. 45, 40, 35, out to the far side, 20, 15, and out of bounds at the 10-yard line, but there's a flag down back at the 38-yard line. So the 40-yard run will probably end up netting just 2, assuming this is a hold against Stoughton. And that's certainly what it seems, as everybody has retreated back toward midfield. There you see the official saying that it is indeed holding. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul will actually net the Vikings 2 yards on that run. And it'll still be second down. No, now it'll be second down and about 5 from the MG 48, 47-yard line. Seven and a half to go, first half. Hobson has it and will keep it himself right up the gut. And he's off to the races, eludes a tackler, puts the brakes on, out to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Adam Hobson. 47 yards, and the Vikings lead 20-7. So a 47-yard run by Hobson gives the Vikings a 20-7 lead with 7:17 to go. And Adam will try the extra point. And the kick is good, barely, but good all the same. The execution wasn't exactly stellar, but it was effective. So 21-7 now as we take a look at that long touchdown run by Adam Hobson on the replay. And again, we go back to the first touchdown. There's a look at Hobson checking things over across the formation. Pulled it out of Quinn Arnott's gut. And a nice move right there to get by the MG defense and ends up in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. And the Vikings now lead by a score of 21-7 with 7:17 to play here in quarter number 2. Nice to have you with us here on the Stoughton Sports Network. I'm James Weingard with you from Collins Field. And the Vikings looking for their first conference championship or even a share of it since 1975. And so far, so good with the Vikings up by 14 against MG here in the second quarter. Hobson to kick off again. This one a low bounder that will be fielded at the 17-yard line. Has some running room up this near side, then gets clobbered as he gets to the 30. Dylan Matuzik, the junior, on the return for the Silver Eagles. First and 10 for Monona Grove, and they'll spot him at the 29-yard line. That's where the Silver Eagles will have it, first and 10 with 7:11 to go in quarter number 2. Casey Marin, the sophomore, the quarterback for Monona Grove. And the handoff to Killer Lane. No, it isn't either. It's going to be a keeper by Marin, and he gets up to the 35-yard line, a gain of 6, and it'll be second down and 4. Second and 4. So second and 4 for the Silver Eagles from the 35-yard line. 6:40 left in the first half. This time it's Killer Lane, and this time he will be gang tackled for a loss back to about the 31, which would be, let's see, they'll mark him at the 32, so a loss of 3. Third down and 7. Ball at the 32-yard line. Vikings started the season with a win over Beaver Dam, lost to Wanakee, beat Oregon and Fort and Edgewood, lost to Milton in 2 overtimes in the last game we had here at Collins Field. Now third down and 7, Marin right up the middle, and lots of running room into Viking territory up the near sideline, and then he's out of bounds at the 36-yard line of Stoughton. 32 yards on the run. Vikings defense lost containment that time and allowed Marin to take off for 32. And it's first and 10 from the Viking 36. 5:48 left here in the first half. 3 receivers on the far side. Marin looking, quick throw over to that side. and that is Banky on the run, on the catch, and he'll be down at the 30. That's a gain of 6 on the pass play. So second down from the 30-yard line and 4. 5:23 left in the first half. And this is going to be a run from Killer Lane this way. Now turns the corner, gets inside the 25 to the 23. That'd be a gain of 7. It'll be enough for a first down. So first and 10 from the 23-yard line. Just under 5 minutes left here in the first half. Killer Lane again, flag down. And Killer Lane down as well. Be a loss on the run. But we'll see what the penalty flag is all about. Vikings clap as though it's against Monona Grove. Illegal formation is the call against the Silver Eagles. So they move the ball back to the 29-yard line, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be first down and 15. First and 15, 4:40 left, first half. Ball at the Viking 29-yard line. And the handoff, he's going to throw, lobs it high in the air, and this is incomplete. Cameron Banky on the option. So second down and 15 now. Banky, the other quarterback, he was 2 of 3 for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. That one sailed out of bounds on him. Now it's second down and 15 from the 29-yard line. Killer Lane right up the middle. And Brady down to about the 27, which would be a gain of 2. Third down and 13 for Monona Grove with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Vikings show blitz. Here they come. Middle screen. Batted in the air by Jack Nelson. And it's going to be fourth down. Fourth and 13. Jack Nelson, all of 6'7" and 283 pounds, the Wisconsin Badger recruit. Fourth and 13 for the Silver Eagles. And now we've got flags down all over the place. And the official says a false start against Monona Grove. So from 4th and 13, it goes to 4th and 18. And now, before we go any further, the Silver Eagles call their first timeout of this half. So 21-7, Vikings lead over Monona Grove. And a couple other notes here for you from October 10th in soccer. Stoughton beat Edgerton in boys soccer 5-0. Also in soccer, round one of the playoffs coming up next week on Tuesday, October 22nd at 7 o'clock. That'll be against Milton, and that game will be played in McFarland. On October 14th, it was a boys cross country. They finished in second place out of 23 teams in at an invitational in Albany. Also, I mentioned earlier, this is the last game of the Badger Conference alignment as it stands now. Next year begins the Badger Large and the Badger Small. The Viking, actually both of these teams will be in the Badger Small starting next year. Monona Grove, Stoughton, Baraboo, Fort Atkinson, Mount Horeb, Barneveld, Reedsburg, Sauk Prairie, and Portage all in the Badger Small Conference. And in the Badger Large, Janesville, Craig, and Parker will move to the Badger Conference from their longtime home in the Big Eight. Watertown, Waunakee, Oregon, Milton, Beaver Dam, and DeForest all in the Badger Large starting next year. You may have noticed that Monroe and Edgewood were not mentioned. They are leaving the Badger Conference, and they'll be heading to the Rock Valley Conference starting in the fall of 2020. So 4th down and 18 now from the 33-yard line. 3:37 left here in the second quarter. Vikings up 21-7. Casey Marin back to pass. Now steps up, throws towards the end zone, has a receiver. It is caught, and it was knocked away at the last minute. Incomplete. Henry Walsh, I believe. Nope, that's going to be, yes, it was the intended receiver. Flag down, by the way. Actually, it looks like maybe 2 flags down. Teddy Balducas was back on coverage for the Vikings, but again, we've got 2 penalty flags down. The one official threw a flag, and he also threw his hat, which would indicate a second penalty. And we will see what this is all about. So the referee will come over and tell us that it's holding against Monona Grove and a personal foul against Stoughton. The penalty's offset, and so we'll replay 4th down.
Penalties are offset, so we're back to 4th down.
So we'll re-rack and try again here. 4th down and 19 from the 33-yard line.
4th and 19.
Four wideouts. Marin, the quarterback, has it. In trouble. Now steps up. Another flag down. Pass, and it is incomplete. There's another flag down. Sorry about the technical issues. And this time it's holding against Monona Grove. I'd imagine they'll decline it because of the incomplete pass, which would be a turnover on downs. So the penalty declined. 1st and 10 Stoughton as they turn the ball over on downs. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. We have 3:21 to go here in the second quarter. Vikings in front 21-7. So Adam Hobson and the Viking offense comes back out on this 1st and 10 play from the 34-yard line. Adams got it. Now Arnott has it. Arnott up the far sideline to the 50-yard line. Flag down at the 39. And so the 16-yard run may be coming back here for a hold. So the referee comes over, holding against the Vikings. Jack Nelson is really upset about something. Been barking the last couple of minutes. So a 10-yard penalty results in a first down and 14 from the 30-yard line. Hobson to throw, looks, launches down the middle, and that is incomplete. Intended for Jack Rilling. Second down and 14. So second down and 14 from the 30-yard line. 21-7, Vikings in front with 3 minutes and 6 seconds to play in the second quarter. Hobson waits for the snap. He's got it. Handoff comes to Arnott. Cuts back inside across the 35. Gets to about the 30-yard line. Gets to the 31, which would be a gain of 1. So third down and 13 now from the 31-yard line. Clock runs 2:37, 36, and 35 left here in the second quarter. Vikings all 3 timeouts remaining. And Monona Grove has 2. They've used 1 of them so far. Back judge starting to count the timer, and we've got a timeout taken by Stoughton. So the Vikings call time, and that will leave 2 for them. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the second quarter, and it is third down and 13 coming up. Senior night here, last home game of the regular season for the Vikings, and introduced all the seniors earlier on, including Ethan Scovlin, who is still in his wheelchair after breaking his leg a few weeks ago. But good to see him out, and he got pushed down the senior line by one of the coaches in pregame introductions tonight. So third down and 13 coming for the Vikings from the 31-yard line with 2:14 to play in quarter number 2. Vikings in front, 21-7. A 62-yard pass play from Hobson to Hutcherson. Hobson to Rilling for 31. Adam ran for a 47-yard score. And now on this third and 13 play, Hobson to look, and in trouble, down he goes. A sack back to the 23, so a loss of 8. And so it'll be fourth down and long for Monona Grove coming out of the timeout after they called time. 2:06 to play here in the first half. And MG down to 1 timeout remaining here in the opening half. Vikings 15 runs for 78 yards so far tonight. Adam Hobson 6 of 11 for 150 yards. Rushing for Monona Grove, 15 carries 96 yards. And Marin is 4 of 11 for 22 yards passing so far. Second punt of the night for Quinn Arnott. 34 yards on the first kick. He averages 37.8 on the season. Snap back to Quinn, and this one a good-looking kick. And this will take a big Stoughton hop, and that'll be downed at the 32-yard line. 37 yards on the punt. So 1st and 10 for Monona Grove at their own 33. Dylan Matusek was the fielder on that punt, and his knee was down when he grabbed the ball. As we take under 2 minutes left here in the first half, MG looking to climb back into this one, trailing 21-7. So we'll see what Casey Marin does for Monona Grove with an empty backfield. Looking to pass. In trouble, steps up. Now he'll take off, sidesteps a couple of players, still on his feet in Viking territory, and then he gets taken down from behind at the 43. 24 yards on the run. First and 10 for Monona Grove at the Viking 43-yard line. Minute 46 to play. Marin has it to throw this way. Catch made by Cameron Benke. And Cameron down at about the 32-yard line. That'll be a gain of 12. First and 10 from the 32. Coming up on 90 seconds left here in the first half. Silver Eagles, by the way, will get the ball to start the second half as well. So if they can somehow manage a score here at the end of the second quarter, that will certainly be a momentum builder for them going into the second half. Marin to pass. Looking, throwing, wide open, it's caught, and a touchdown. Killer Lane with the reception. 31 yards. And it's now 21-13. Quinn Larsh to try the extra point here. He's 15 for 15 on extra points so far this season. And the kick is good. So 1:14 to go in the second quarter. It's now Stoughton 21 and Monona Grove 14. So 21-14 now. Vikings still in front by 7 with a minute and 14 to go here in the second quarter. And the Vikings will have one more whack at it here, it would appear, to end the second quarter. And they do have 2 timeouts remaining. Jack Rilling and Nathan Hutcherson back deep to receive for the Vikings, standing at their 6-yard line. So the last kickoff for Monona Grove went into the end zone for a touchback. And this one will be short. Rilling will have it at the 8-yard line. Has the 20. Breaks free. 30, 35, and out of bounds. Well, they're going to mark him out at the 25-yard line. So the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Or, oh wait, I beg your pardon, there's a flag down. That's why they're back at the 25-yard line. It's a block in the black. Try that again. A block in the back. So they'll move the ball back. To the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10 Vikings from the 15 with 1:06 to go. And the Vikings in front 21-14. Adam Hobson gets the snap, throws down the field. Hutcherson camps under it, he's got it, and it's going to be a 1st down at the 45-yard line. A 40-yard pass play. So 1st down from the 45. Less than a minute to go. Hobson has it again. Rolls out this way. Throws. Nobody there. Trying to get it to Hutcherson that time. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 coming up with 49 seconds left.
Second and 10.
49 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10. Ball at the MG 45-yard line after the 40-yard pass play from Adam Hobson to Hutcherson. Hobson throws. Catch made. Jack Rilling. And Rilling gets escorted out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark him out at the 38. And that will be a gain of 7. 3rd down and 3 coming. So 3rd and 3 for the Vikings. Snap back to Hobson. Pressure up the middle. Adam gets away from it. Now heaves downfield. Has a couple of receivers. And that's knocked away. Dylan Spurley, the intended receiver. And now 4th down and 3 from the 38-yard line. 34 seconds to go. Vikings appear to be going for it. They'll send 3 receivers to the left and 2 to this near side. 4th and 3, they need to get to the 35, flag down, and this will be a false start against the Vikings. So now, instead of going for it, the Vikings will elect to punt here. So they'll move the ball back to the 43-yard line. Quinn Arnott to punt for the second, make it 3rd time tonight. And this one goes sailing out of bounds, and they will mark it at the 28. So that's a 15-yard punt. And Monona will have it, 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line, 28-yard line, with 26 seconds left. And Marin will take a knee, and that will bring to a close the first half. So the Silver Eagles trot off the field, and we have reached the half with our score, the Stoughton Vikings 21 and the Monona Grove Silver Eagles 14. We will take a break and come back. Halftime activities coming up. This is high school boys football, the Badger South Conference on the Stoughton Sports Network.
Looking for employment? Ready to brag to your friends about bringing your skills to the next level? Step up to Stoughton Trailers. We offer a wide range of employment opportunities and great benefits in a job that starts where you want, when you want, and can change everything. No experience required. Apply now.
Take a step back to yesteryear. Friday nights from 5 until midnight, WSTO will be featuring classic movies, including such titles as The Brain That Wouldn't Die, His Girl Friday, and more. Friday night movies from 5 p.m. until midnight on WSTO TV and online at WSTO.tv.
Stoughton Hospital's state-of-the-art Surgical Services Center provides spacious private rooms, skilled surgeons, and a comfortable waiting area where you can easily track your loved one's progress. Stoughton Hospital, trusted care close to home.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Stoughton dance team and junior dance clinic. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all the seniors on the cheer and dance squad for your dedication and commitment to the cheerleading program here in Stoughton. Your hard work and leadership has helped the squad grow and develop. We are forever grateful for your willingness to give your time and your generous contributions to the Stoughton High School cheerleading family. Good luck in your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Braylon Birdsell and Ruby Knipper. Thank you to our low dance team senior Nevaeh for your amazing years on the team. Your contributions have helped push our team to the next level on and off the performance floor. We wish you all the best in your future. And you know, once a dancer, always a dancer. Congratulations, seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Stoughton marching band. Actually, they're sitting tonight. You have a winning ticket number for the 50-50 raffle. All right, the winning ticket number for $350 tonight. 2, 3, 4, 9, 1, 7. 2, 3, 4, 9, 1, 7. If you have a winning ticket, please head over to the booth on the entrance to College Field to collect your winnings. Congratulations.
I won! That son of a bitch. I never won anything?
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We're going to have the people coming around to collect your coins and cash. So get those coins and cash ready. 2 minutes, they're going to be coming around. Remember, all funds go to the Susan T. Coleman Foundation. You guys ready? All right, high schoolers. And everybody get those coins and dollars ready. They're going to be coming around and collect. We're going to count down to 3. We're going to time this for 1 minute. All the money collected will go to the Susan T. Coleman Breast Cancer Fund. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Go! forget to say go, right? All right, again, all the money goes to the Susan G. Cohen Breast Cancer Fund. So please be generous. We got 30 seconds left.
We welcome you back to Collins Field for the second half of this Badger South Conference matchup between the Silver Eagles and the Stoughton Vikings. 21-14, Stoughton leads over the Monona Grove Silver Eagles as we take a look at the Stoughton Hospital stats report from the first half. 119 yards rushing for MG, 6 of 14 for 65 yards passing, total 184 yards. There were no turnovers, 5 penalties, 40 yards for MG. For the Vikings tonight, 78 yards rushing, 197 passing, 275 yards total, and 4 penalties for a total of 30 yards. And that's a look at the Stoughton Hospital stats report. Let's take a look at our first half highlights for the Vikings. And we start off in the first quarter with a big throw to Nathan Hutcherson from Adam Hobson, broke a tackle and then turned the Jets on down the far sideline, outraced everybody, 62 yards, he's in the end zone, and it's 7-0 Vikings after the extra point. Then with 9:34 left, another pass play coming, this time on a 4th down play. To the back of the end zone, they find Jack Rilling, who slides before he hits the back end line. Touchdown Vikings, and with 9:34 left in the second, it is 14-7. And then Adam Hobson will take the snap and pull the ball out from Quinn Arnott's gut, make a nice cut right there. And 47 yards later, he's in the end zone again, and that put the Vikings up 21-7. So sandwich that around a 1-yard touchdown run from Brady Killerlane and a Casey Marin to Brady Killerlane 31-yard pass, and that's where we get to this point, 21-14. There's a look at the Stoughton Trailers weather. Temperature 52 degrees right now, clear skies, a little bit of a breeze, southeast winds at about 10 miles an hour. Speaking of Stoughton Trailers, earlier this week they received an award for being one of the best companies in the state, and they were given a prize of $75,000, of which that fund went to the a 501c3, a nonprofit, and Stoughton Football happens to be the recipient of that. And very generously, Stoughton Trailers matched that $75,000. So Stoughton High School, Stoughton Football has received a gift of $150,000 from Stoughton Trailers for stadium upgrades in the near future. So very, very nice and generous offer there from Stoughton Trailers, and we'll look for stadium upgrades here at Collins Field in the years to come. So Monona Grove will start with the ball to start the second half, trailing 21-14. Adam Hobson approaches, puts a boot into it, and this will be caught on the near side. Looked like a fair catch. And then he took off with it. So it's going to be I think the officials are going to talk things over. This may be a penalty against Monona Grove after a fair catch was called for at the 33. The return went for 20 yards. And there's the flag, yeah. So it's an invalid fair catch signal against Monona Grove. So a short field becomes much longer.
Gotta blow the whistle then!
So the flag was at the 33-yard line, 34-yard line, and I believe that's a 5-yard penalty, but we will see. Oh, 15 yards.
The 15-yard penalty. Go back to the 17-yard line.
So the ball goes back to the 17-yard line, and that's where the Silver Eagles will take over, 1st and 10, to start the second half. And now they'll move the ball back up to the 28, so it's actually a 10-yard penalty, a 5-yard penalty. So the ball will be at the 28-yard line, and I think we've got this all straightened out now, and that's where the Silver Eagles will start, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Casey Marin, the sophomore quarterback for Monona Grove, brings the team out, gets a snap, and the first throw is a catch over on the far side, and an immediate tackle. Flag down, and this is going to go against the Vikings. So a 3-yard completion. Personal foul, a face mask against the Vikings. Both teams with 45 yards in penalties thus far tonight. Silver Eagles with 6 penalties, Vikings have 5. So the 3-yard catch, add 15 on top of that, and so it's 1st and 10 now from the 47-yard line of Monona Grove. Casey Marin now 7 of 14 for 68 yards tonight. Just underway, 3rd quarter. And another throw, this time they'll bring it this way, and that's incomplete. Intended receiver was Oliver Houston, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. Not quite 30 seconds gone here in the 3rd. Vikings holding on to a 7-point lead. Second and 10 now for Monona Grove. Killer Lane has it right up the middle, bus free, and he is down to the 41-yard line of the Vikings. That's a 12-yard run. And that puts him 14 carries for 70 yards. He does have a 1-yard touchdown run tonight as well. So 1st and 10 from the 41. Keller Lane again in the backfield, lost the football, and a big pile up. It looked like the Silver Eagles had the best shot at it, but it will be Monona Grove recovering it. And it's going to be a loss of 6. So 2nd down and 16, back to the 47-yard line. Nice to have you with us on this, well, for us anyway, Friday night. Last Badger South Conference game. 2nd and 16, back to pass. Marin throws out this way. Catch is made, and up the near sideline was Brady Killerlane. Gain of 10, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6. 10-10 to go, and flags down. Looks like the Vikings are going to get called for an offsides here, but the referees, I think, are going to talk things over. So it'll be an offside call against Stoughton.
Offside against Stoughton is the call.
So a 3rd and 7 will become a 3rd and 2, or 3rd and 1.
3rd and 2.
Yeah, so 3rd down and 1 for
Check that 3rd and 1.
Monona Grove. Ball at the 31-yard line. 10-11 to go, 3rd quarter. Marin, hands off, and that's another fumble. Ball's loose, picked up by Marin, and he'll get tackled for a loss. So a 3rd and 1 becomes a 3rd and 6 after the 5-yard loss. Now 4th and 6. Back to the 36-yard line. So 2 fumbles on the play, on the drive so far. Marin checks over to the sideline. They need to get to just about the 30-yard line. Marin back to pass, throws wide open, far sideline, has it, 1st down and more, down to the 22-yard line.
1st and 10 Monona Grove.
Brady Killerlane with the reception. Gain of 15, and it's 1st and 10 from the 22. Marin, that throw comes over to this side. Cameron Benke making the reception. Gain of 3, and it's 2nd and 7. 2nd down 7 from the 18-yard line. 8:34 clock running here. Mid-stages, 3rd quarter. Vikings 21, MG 14. The 2nd down play. Another throw comes this way, and that time it's Owen Croak on the reception.
Owen Croak on the reception.
2-yard reception that time, and that'll make it 3rd down and 5 from the 16-yard line.
3rd and 5.
So 3rd and 5. 3 receivers on this near side of the field, the short side. Marin looking to throw, in trouble, and down he goes. Curtis Jaskulke with the sack of Marin.
Curtis Jaskulke on the sack.
A loss of 6, and it's going to be 4th down and 11.
4th and 11.
So 4th and 11 now. MG will spread the field here. Throws over the middle, and that's intercepted. Owen Chase.
Owen Chase on the interception. 1st and 10.
First turnover of the game. And it's going to be 1st down Vikings just inside their own 20-yard line. That's Marin's 3rd interception of the season to go along with 2 touchdowns. So 1st and 10 Vikings from their own 19-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to play. First possession for the Vikings here in the 2nd half, leading by 7. And this is Adam Hobson. Adam across the 50. He stays in bounds, and he finds the end zone. 81 yards. Adam did a tightrope walk along the near sideline right in front of the Viking sideline, but he stays in bounds, 81 yards. He has his second touchdown of the night rushing to go along with 2 through the air, and the Vikings lead it 27-14 with the extra point pending. Hobson's extra point is good. So Adam Hobson, 81-yard run, and the extra point good. And so our new score, the Vikings 28, MG 14. Let's take a look at this long touchdown run by Adam Hobson and see how close he came to the near sideline. That's still the first touchdown. And boy, oh boy, not a whole lot of green grass between his foot and the sideline, but he was able to keep it in bounds, and he heads all the way out of the picture. And the Vikings now lead 28-14.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to make an announcement on the breast cancer donations tonight. $535 donated. Thank you, everybody, for your generosity.
So 28-14 now, Vikings in front.
Adam Hobson.
Matuzek and Reuter back deep to receive for Monona Grove. This one falls into the void in the middle, and the return will go not very far. So Monona Grove now down by 14 again. It's 28-14 with 6:41 left here in the third. Gets the ball back.
First and 10, Monona Grove.
And we'll see what the Silver Eagles can do to answer. Casey Marin brings the offense out. 3 receivers to this near side, the wide side. Here's Killer Lane. And Killer Lane crosses the 35-yard line, gets to about the 36 for a short gain. Gain of about 1, and it'll be second down and 9. 6:18, clock running here, third quarter. Vikings 28 and Monona Grove 14. Snap back to Marin. Throws, far side, catch made. Immediate tackle by Teddy Baldukas. Up to the 41-yard line, a gain of 5. That puts Casey Marin over 100 yards tonight. He's 12 of 20 for 103. Third down and 4 from the 30, make it 41-yard line. Marin has the snap, lost the football, still loose, and the Vikings have it on the turnover. Second turnover of the quarter by the Silver Eagles. An interception and now a fumble. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings from the Monona Grove 33-yard line. Short field for the Vikings here, leading 28-14, 5:25 left in the third. Adam Hobson comes out. Has the snap. Quinn Arnott breaks free. Arnott with a run up the near sideline, dives for the end zone, and he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. A gain of 32, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Vikings. First and goal from the 1-yard line. Hobson, Arnott is short. And then flags down. Penalty flags down after the play. And it is a personal foul against Monona, so essentially that's going to be about a half-a-yard penalty. So 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Second and goal from the 1-yard line. There's a look right down the line of scrimmage. Hobson hands it to Arnott, turns the corner, touchdown Vikings! .504 left in the third. One-yard run by Quinn Arnott, and that is his 10th rushing touchdown of the year. Adam Hobson to try the extra point to make it a 21-point lead. Snap. The hold was bobbled, but the kick is good regardless. And with 5:04 left in the third, the Vikings now lead by a score of 35-14, that latest touchdown coming off of the fumble recovery as we take a look at that 1-yard touchdown plunge. And again, right down the line, there's Arnott off the right side. Hobson points and yells back to his bench. And there we go. 35-14, Vikings in front.
Adam Hobson to take off for Stoughton.
Hobson to kick the football away. Should mention that with this being the 9th and final game of the regular season, playoffs will be starting next week, and the Vikings will be in Division III in the playoffs this season. .504 left, and Hobson approaches. This one would be fielded at the 45, 35, and back to about the 47-yard line. Ty Hoyer on the return.
First and 10 Monona Grove.
First and 10 Monona Grove, ball at their own 47-yard line. 5 minutes even to play, third quarter. Stoughton 35, Monona Grove 14. Handoff Benke, he's going to throw, and this will be intercepted by the Vikings. Coming back the other way across the 50 is Jonah O'Connor. A 23-yard return and 3 consecutive turnovers by Monona Grove. So now they've moved the ball back to the 49-yard line.
All right, ball can be placed at the 49.
Coach, one of the coaches on the Viking sideline is absolutely irate as they've moved the ball back to the MG 49-yard line, which is apparently where he stepped out of bounds. And so that'll be the first down spot for Stoughton. MG 49, 4:50 to go. Arnott has it coming this way. And Quinn taken down at the 46. That's a gain of 3.
Nathan Wilcox on the stop.
So Arnott now 11 carries, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. Second down and 7 for Stoughton with 4.5 minutes to play in the third. Arnott with it again. Crosses the 45. And that'll be a gain of 2. Third down and 6. Ball just inside the 45-yard line of Monona Grove. Quick throw, catch made right at the sticks by Jack Rilling. They're going to mark him at just the 40-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 5. And that puts Adam Hobson over 200 yards passing tonight. I've got him at 9 of 16 for 202. And now 4th down and 1 as they bring the line up quickly. Hobson under center, timeout called by Stoughton. So timeout taken by the Vikings. In wrestling, co-coach Dan Spildy is going to be inducted into the Wisconsin Wrestling Coaches Hall of Fame. That's coming up on November 1st in Green Bay, so congratulations to Coach Spildy. And volleyball took 3rd place at the Badger South Conference Tournament earlier this week. And so we say congratulations to the girls volleyball team. So 4th down and 1 coming for the Vikings as they take their first time out of the second half. 2:57 to go. Hobson will work from under center on the 4th and 1 play. Handoff should be enough for a first down. Brooks Empey with the run. So they're going to call time to measure. So they'll bring the sticks in from the far side of the field. They stretch the chain out, and the nose of the football is right on the stick, and it's a first down for Empey. And the Vikings offense stays out onto the field. 2:43 to play. Vikings 35, Monona Grove 14. Vikings up to 198 yards rushing tonight to go along with a little over 200 passing, 202. So they're right at 400 yards of offense are the Vikings so far this evening. Back to pass, Hobson rolls far side, now throws, kind of side-armed it. Catch made by Ryan Ellingson. And it's a 5-yard gain. Second down and 5 coming up here for Stoughton from the Monona Grove 34-yard line. Rilling and Hutcherson are the receivers out to the right. Connor Knopf is the lone receiver out here to this near side. And it's going to be Adam Hobson taking off for the races again, inside the 20, inside the 10, and he gets spun down at the 5-yard line. Call it down at the 4. That's a gain of 30. And that puts Adam at 163 yards running tonight. And Hobson down at the 6 as he looks to be stretching his leg out. So the trainers will go out and have a look at him. 2:06 to go in the third. 35-14, Vikings in front. So we talked about football realignment coming to the Badger Conference next year. It was, of course, announced in the interim that since the last time we were together for football, that all other sports will be realigning in the 21-22 school year. So everything other than football will be going to an east-west and then divisional setup. So a west-north, west-south, east-north, east-south. So in all other sports, starting with the 2021 school year in the West Conference North Division, I guess, Baraboo, Reedsburg, Portage, and Sauk Prairie. In the West-South, Edgewood, Monroe, Mount Horeb, and Oregon. East-North will be Beaver Dam, DeForest, Watertown, and Waunakee. And in the East-South, Fort Atkinson, Milton, Monona Grove, and Stoughton. And those will be the divisions for the games, or for the sports coming up in the 21-22 school year. So Adam Hobson walks over to the sideline under his own power. Just got stretched out, so they'll take a look at him. Meanwhile,
First and goal.
Jonah O'Connor will become the new quarterback, and this is Brooks Empey into the end zone for a touchdown. So Brooks Empey into the end zone for a Viking touchdown to make it 41-14. Hobson comes back out onto the field to try the extra point. And the extra point kick is good. So with a minute and 54 to go in the third, our new score is the Vikings 42 and Monona Grove 14. And do we have a replay of that Brooks MP touchdown run? We do not. All right, so we'll carry on then. So that is 3 touchdowns here in the quarter. The Vikings have scored 21 points here in the third.
All right,
42-14 now, despite what our score line says. 1:54 to go in the third. Spencer running graphics for us tonight. Fell asleep there apparently. And I'm sure I'll hear about that later. 1:54 left. Hobson to kick the football away. 3 consecutive drives ending in turnovers by Monona Grove here in the third quarter have led to 21 points by the Vikings. And Hobson, a line drive right into the gut of one of the up men. Riley Allen with the recovery for Monona Grove. So the Silver Eagles get it back, 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line. 1:53 to play in the third. Vikings now in front by a score of 42-14. Snap back to Mason on the run. Fabian Jackson on the run for the Silver Eagles. And he gets 2. 2nd down and 8. 90 seconds left in the third quarter. Empty backfield for Marin, and he's looking to pass. He's in trouble, scrambles out of traffic, now heads to the far side, heaves down the field, and this will be intercepted again, this time by Jonah O'Connor at the Vikings 20-yard line. Second interception for Casey Marin. And the Vikings will have the ball back on the 4th turnover of the quarter by the Silver Eagles. And this time it'll be at the 20-yard line. 1:06 to go in the third. So Adam Hobson comes back out at quarterback for the Vikings. 1st and 10 from the Viking 20 after the interception. Hobson has it, looking, throwing. Hutcherson has it. Has 5, gets around traffic. Has 10, has 13 yards. Hobson now 11 of 18 for 220 tonight. 1st and 10 from the 33, less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Hobson has it, gives it to Arnott, who goes off the right side, and Arnott gets to the 35-yard line, and that's as far as he goes, and we've got an injured Silver Eagle player down. So the clock stopped with 27 seconds to play here in the third quarter. We think he may have gotten stepped on during the run, either on his arm or his back or something like that, maybe his leg. So they will come out to have a look at him. (42-14), Vikings in front. Injured player was Presley McKesey, as he walks off under his own power back to the MG sideline. 6'4", 227-pound senior. And the Vikings come trotting back out. 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. Second down and 8 for the Vikings. From the 35-yard line, option play coming out this way. Quick toss goes to Arnott, spins his way out of traffic across the 40 and up to the 41, a gain of 7. And it will be third down and about 1, a long 1, short 2. But before that play happens, we are going to step away as we've reached the end of the third quarter with our score. The Stoughton Vikings 42 and the Monona Grove Silver Eagles 14. We'll take a timeout. Fourth quarter coming up. This is high school boys football, the Badger Conference on the Stoughton Sports Network.
I'm here to just make sure that patients are well taken care of and that I'm the best surgeon that I can possibly be for them. The focus is on the patient and making their experience here as good as possible. It's wonderful to know that I had a part in helping them improve their lives.
Looking for employment? Ready to brag to your friends about bringing your skills to the next level? Step up to Stoughton Trailers. We offer a wide range of employment opportunities and great benefits in a job that starts where you want, when you want, and can change everything. No experience required. Apply now.
And back at Collins Field, beginning of the fourth quarter, third down and 2 for the Vikings from the 42-yard line. Snap back to Hobson, throws far side, catch is made by Connor Knopp, who steps out of a tackle and gets down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the pass play.
We also want to throw a special thanks out to Renee Young, who is our volunteer coordinator. Thanks for everything.
So first down to the 35, just underway here in the fourth. The delay is for them to set the chains on the far sideline. Now we're ready to go. First and 10 Vikings, 35-yard line. First minute of the fourth quarter. Vikings in front by 28. Play fake. No, it's going to be Hutcherson on the run coming this way. And he's in all sorts of trouble and finally realizes discretion, the better part of valor, is down he goes after a 1-yard gain. Second down and 9 coming for the Vikings from the 34. 34-yard line. And a timeout. Officials timeout. So the near side, or the far side official comes over and asks for the trainers to go over to the far sideline, where one of the players is down on the far sideline. Looks like one of the players is down. There's a whole group of people around somebody over there. So 2nd and 9. They'll have to set up a wall around whomever is down on the ground over on that far sideline. Fake to Empey, throw it to Hutcherson. Cuts back toward the middle, gets spun around a couple of times, crosses the 30. He's down to about the 29. That'll be a gain of 5. So 3rd down and 5 from just across the 30-yard line. Vikings up 42-14 here in the early part of the 4th quarter. Third and 5 for Stoughton. Hobson gives it to Brooks Empey, and Brooks crosses the 25. He's down to the 24. That's a gain of 5, and it'll be a first down. 6 yards on the gain. So the Vikings keep the drive going, keep the clock running, churning out yards. There's a look at the pink-clad Stoughton student section. Brooks Empey again, rumbling over to the far sideline, turns the corner inside the 10 to the 5, and he is down to about the 1-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 4, where it's a gain of 20. And 1st and goal now for Stoughton from the 4-yard line. Hobson waits for the snap. 1st and goal from the 4. Empey again. Off the left side, into the end zone for a touchdown. Brooks with his 2nd touchdown of the game. He now has 6 rushing touchdowns for the season. Hobson to try the extra point. Snap back, placement, the kick is blocked. And so with 9:47 to play in the 4th quarter, the Vikings 48 and Monona Grove 14. And so that will put us in a running time situation for the remainder of the game as we've crossed 30 points here in the 2nd half. You know, we've had, 5 home games so far this season. We've seen running time against Wanakee on the bad end. We've seen running time against Fort Atkinson on the Stoughton side, winning 42-0. Seen running time against Edgewood, 45-0. We'll see running time tonight, 48-14. And then, just for good measure, let's throw in a double overtime game against Milton 3 weeks ago. So 48-14, Vikings in front. That is 27 consecutive points for the Vikings here in the 2nd half. And the kickoff is on its way. Takes a big hop, fielded at the 13-yard line. Matuzak around the corner. He'll take off, 45, and then pushed out of bounds at the 50-yard line. So a 33-yard return, and Monona Grove will have it 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. Look at the cheerleaders there on the sideline briefly as we look back into the student section. So 1st and 10 Monona Grove, ball at the 50-yard line. 9:38 left in the 4th. Vikings up 48-14. This is Cameron Benke in at quarterback now. Benke gets wrapped up and tackled at the 45-yard line.
Cameron Benke on the carry.
Teddy Balducas making the stop. 5-yard gain to the 45. Silver Eagles with 122 yards rushing. That's 60 off of their season average of 182. And that'll be a 1st down run for Fabian Jackson. And it's a gain of 6. 1st and 10 Monona. Ball at the 39-yard line. Just under 9 minutes to go and the clock running here in the 4th quarter. Snap back. Oh, that is Rudy Detweiler, and that he met Jackson, but the ball got handed off. It went out to the far side, or Benke kept it himself. Jackson paid the price for that. It's a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Now Jackson gets the handoff, and he will get swarmed under right at about the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 9 after the loss of 1. Under 8 minutes left in the game. Benke to pass. Lobs down the middle of the field, and that will be a little bit too far. Incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down. Casey Marin at quarterback finished 12 of 20 for 103 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. 4th and 9 now for the Silver Eagles. Snap back, play fake. Benke down the middle, and this will be knocked in the air. Flag down. Intended receiver, I think, was Killer Lane. And there's a flag down at the 8-yard line. So this looks to be pass interference against the Vikings. And it is. So the 15-yard penalty will move the ball down to the 23. Jackson with the handoff, and he
Jackson on the carry.
will be down at the 16-yard line.
Luke Belcher on the stop. Meckler. All right, got it. Luke Meckler on the stop.
Gain of 6. 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
Ball at the 16-yard line. Play fake to Jackson. Benke turns the corner. Inside the 10, inside the 5, and he's down to about the 2-yard line. That'll be a gain of 14, and it'll be 1st and goal.
John Harmon on the stop.
1st and goal, Monona. Just under 7 minutes left. Benke hands to Jackson, and he trots into the end zone for a Monona Grove touchdown. So Fabian Jackson into the end zone for a touchdown. And that ends a run of 27 consecutive points by the Vikings. And now it is 48-20. Quinn Larsh to try the extra point. And it is good.
6:42 left in the game. 48.
So with that touchdown, it's now 48-21. 6:42 to go in the ball game. And while we have a second here, as you watch some thing that purports to be dancing, let me pass along my special thanks to our crew, Seth and Brandon and Spencer and Nick, who is now working in Wausau, and of course Derek, producing and directing all season. This is our last football game of the year, and we have certainly enjoyed bringing you the games, as always, through weather delays as we had in our last home game, and getting pelted with hail and heavy rain and everything else. And of course, students dressed in pink tonight. They took a collection for the Susan G. Komen breast cancer research earlier, and Scott, was it $535? $535? $535 for Susan G. Komen tonight on a 1-minute quick donation thing where they scrambled through the stands and people donated money. So 48-21, 6:42 left in the fourth. Kickoff on its way, kind of a corkscrew kick that's picked up by Nathan Hutcherson on this near side and comes up the sideline and then gets pushed out of bounds at about the 33-yard line or so. So the Vikings offense back out to work. Adam Hobson, 13 of 20 for 248 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight. Vikings have run the ball 31 times for 271. So 519 yards of offense for the Vikings against Monona Grove thus far. got a timeout taken by the Vikings. Nathan, I think that was Nathan Hutcherson lining up as quarterback, and lots of hugs now on this near sideline as they get some of the seniors in. Uh-oh, here come the flashlight. Oh, wait a minute. Got my light going. We've got the students on this side, students in the Monona side. There's one lone light in the the visitor section over there. All right, 1st and 10 for the Vikings from the 34-yard line. Isaac Knutson is the new quarterback.
Derek Hill on the carry.
Derek Hill on the run.
4, 2nd and 6.
Gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Clock runs as we approach halfway through this 4th quarter. Knutson, the sophomore, gets the handoff. Hill spins out of one tackle and then gets pushed out of bounds after he crosses the 40. Another gain of 4, so it'll be 2nd down, make it 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2.
Third and 2 from the 42-yard line, 43-yard line. Back to pass. Flag down. Knutson will take off, and he will have a 1st down. But there's a penalty marker down on the far side of the field. 47-yard line would be where the ball is spotted right now. That'd be a gain of 4, but we have a penalty marker down. And it will be illegal formation against the Vikings. 8th penalty against the Vikings tonight for 70 yards. 5:46 left, 3rd down and 6. Back to the 38-yard line. Throws far side, catch made, and that'll be right at the stick.
Pass is complete.
And that will be a 1st down after the 6-yard gain. So Hobson started 5 for 5 on passing. Now Knutson 1 for 1. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings from the 44. 5 minutes to go. Knutson started this way, decided to go back the other way, and sees a wall of white, and then decides to settle down, and this will be a 9-yard loss. 2nd and 19, back to the 35. Knutson throws this way, catch made by Dylan Spurley. And Spurley across the 45, he's up to the 46, that's a gain of 11. Now 3rd down and 8. I've mentioned it a couple of times this year that our PA announcer and scoreboard guy we have a ongoing feud between each other here for the football games. Here's a quick throw, and that is incomplete. 4th and 9 coming up. And there's a penalty flag down. So before we give an incomplete pass, let's take a look and see what the flag is all about. Our feud is over number of yards to go or what yard line it is. And here, surprisingly, in the last couple of games, we've actually perished the thought. We've agreed on a couple of them. Who would have ever thought that? It's an illegal block in the back against the Vikings. And so Silver Eagles will decline the penalty. So that'll set up a 4th down. Ty Hoyer will go back deep to receive the punt. This is the Vikings' 4th punt of the night. And this one, a very good looking kick, high into the night sky. Kind of bouncing around and finally dead at the 29.
Hey, just stepped on him! Get him out! Just stepped on him! Get him out! Get him out!
25 yards is the punt.
Just stepped on him! Get him out!
Injured MG player.
Injury timeout.
So there's a penalty flag down back at the Stoughton 42-yard line. And it's a personal foul. So a personal foul. Player's been ejected.
Personal foul against Stoughton.
Grant Dahlhauser was the injured player, and Dustin Welke, I believe, is the guilty party who's being escorted off the field right now. Yeah, 22. So he picks up a personal foul. So after the punt, it'll be a 15-yard penalty against the Vikings. And now it will be 1st and 10 for Monona Grove at their own 46-yard line with 3:16 to play. Jackson across the 50 and down to the 35-yard line. 19 yards on the run, 1st down.
Tyler Wheeler on the stop.
So 1st and 10 for Monona Grove from the 35-yard line. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining. Jackson again, and goes out to the right side, gets stood up and then pushed back. Three yards on that run. So 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7.
Jackson again coming this way. Fabian Jackson down close to the 25.
Fabian Jackson on the carry.
Gain of 7, very close to a 1st down. So 3rd down, less than a yard. 2:15 remaining. Jackson will go off the right side this time. He'll have the 1st down, and he'll be down at the 20, 5 yards on the gain.
Fabian Jackson on the carry.
So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line now with 2:07 left. Vikings 48, Monona Grove 21.
Kyle McGee on the stop. 1st and 10 Monona Grove.
And Jackson will go left this time, and he will be down to the 11, which will be a gain of 9. So 2nd down and 1 as we come up on a minute and a half remaining. Minute 20 to go. Fumble. Now picked up. Casey Marin back in. Marin will tiptoe into the end zone for a touchdown.
Casey Marin, touchdown Monona Grove.
11 yards on the run. And Monona Grove back on the board once more. Quinn Larsh, the freshman, will come on to try the extra point. 1:09 remaining. And the kick is no good. So with 1:09 left, it's the Vikings 48 and the Silver Eagles 27. In the Badger North tonight, DeForest beat Wanakee 35-13. Milton beat Watertown tonight 41-27. So it would appear that, well, Milton has a share of at least a share of the conference championship, and this score would say that Milton and Stoughton will share the conference championship this year in the final season of Badger North and Badger South. 1:09 to play. Kickoff on its way. This is fielded at the 10-yard line. Derek Hill to the middle of the field and down at the 36. So a 26-yard return, and the Vikings will have it for a 1st and 10 play from the 36-yard line with 1:01 to go. They dump the water on Coach Prawl, the Gatorade. Here comes another bath for him. Got him twice.
Just for the record, that's really cold.
One more knee. We are under 30 seconds left. And for the first time since 1975, the Stoughton Vikings are conference champions. Down to 8, 7, and 6. And time has elapsed, and the Vikings win this one by a final score of 48-27. Milton won against Watertown, and so Milton and Stoughton will share the Badger South Conference Football Championship this year. Final numbers tonight for Monona Grove passing. Marin and Benke combined to go 12 for 22 for 103 yards, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. Rushing, they ran the ball 36 times for 205 yards. So 308 yards of offense for the Silver Eagles. Passing for the Vikings tonight, Adam Hobson, 13 of 20 for 248 and 2 touchdowns. Isaac Knutson, 2 for 3 for 17, so 265 yards passing for the Vikings.
It's my honor to announce the 2019 Badger South Conference champions, the Stoughton Vikings!
And there's the announcement talking about the Vikings as the conference champions. The students are waiting to storm the field. Rushing for the Vikings tonight, they ran the ball 34 times, and now the students and the players will celebrate inside the 20-yard line. Vikings 270 yards rushing tonight for a total of 535 yards of offense. So that's going to do it for us. There's a look inside the celebration going on down on the field with the Vikings winning by a final margin of 48-27. Congratulations to the Stoughton Vikings, their first Badger South Conference Championship since 1975. We're glad that you were part of it with us, and we will see you next year for football in the Badger Small Conference. So again, thanks to our crew, thanks to you for watching. This has been a presentation of the Stoughton Sports Network, powered by WSTO. For more, go online, WSTO.tv. We'll see you down the road for basketball and hockey in a month or so. Till then, James Weingart from Collins Field in Stoughton, where the Vikings have won the Badger South Conference Championship with Milton on a final score of 48-27 over Monona Grove. Good night, and thanks for watching from Stoughton.
This broadcast of Stoughton High School Football on the Stoughton Sports Network is brought to you by Stoughton Hospital. For more than 100 years, our neighbors in the Stoughton area have trusted Stoughton Hospital to provide personalized, forward-thinking expert health care. Stoughton Hospital is a proud supporter of WSTO programming, trusted care close to home. Stoughton Trailers is proud to support Stoughton High School athletics. Come join the family. Apply now on our career page at stoughtontrailers.com. Four Lakes Broadband, robust business class residential fixed wireless internet service with great customer service. The UPS store of Stoughton. You can't do it all at once, but you can do it all in one place. Hanson Electronics, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent and Radio Shack dealer. And Pizza Pit of Stoughton, fresh, fast, and hot delivery of our great pizzas, sandwiches, chicken, and more.